Your cat looked at you this morning and you had no idea, but something was deeply wrong. Most cat owners only discover their pet was suffering after the damage is already done, sometimes too late to reverse it. The signs were there the whole time, hidden in plain sight, and because you love your cat, you need to watch this entire video right now. Welcome to Feline Minds. If you're new here, subscribe right now because we cover what cats can't say out loud. Today, we're going to walk you through 10 critical signs that your cat is silently crying out for help. Some of these are obvious, others are so subtle that even experienced cat owners miss them for months or even years. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for and what each sign could mean for your cat's health and well-being. Let's get into it. Sign number 1. Sudden behavioral changes and personality shifts. You know your cat. You know their unique personality, their quirks, the way they greet you when you come home, or maybe they prefer to keep their distance. You understand their baseline. So when that same cat suddenly becomes withdrawn, aggressive, or acts completely out of character, that shift is telling you something critical is happening. Unlike dogs, cats are incredibly skilled at masking illness. In the wild, showing weakness is a death sentence. That survival instinct runs deep in their DNA, even in our domesticated house cats. When a previously affectionate cat stops seeking attention, or a normally aloof cat suddenly becomes clingy, that's not a personality upgrade. That's a warning signal. Cats don't change their fundamental nature without reason. That reason is usually connected to something physical or emotional going on inside their body. A cat experiencing pain, infection, or systemic illness will often retreat into silence and solitude. They might hide more frequently, avoid interaction, or become uncharacteristically irritable when you do try to touch them. Pay attention to these shifts because they're among the most reliable early warning signs your cat is struggling. Sign number 2. Changes in litter box habits. This is one of the most telling indicators that something is wrong, yet so many owners brush it off as a behavioral quirk or chalked it up to a dirty box. The truth is, changes in your cat's litter box behavior are screaming messages about their internal health. If your cat is suddenly urinating outside the box, having accidents on your bed, or going to the litter box more frequently than normal, that's not misbehavior. That's a medical emergency knocking on your door. Excessive urination paired with increased thirst is one of the most consistent warning signs of diabetes in cats. Cats are particularly susceptible to diabetes, and early detection changes everything about their prognosis. What's happening in the body is that either the pancreas isn't producing enough insulin, or the body can't use the insulin effectively. The result is that glucose builds up in the bloodstream, and the kidneys try to flush it out through urine. This causes your cat to drink enormous amounts of water and produce enormous amounts of urine. If your cat is going to the box 10, 15, or 20 times a day, that's not normal. That's your cat's body sending an SOS signal. Urinary tract infections, kidney disease, and thyroid problems also present with increased urination. Some cats will start urinating in inappropriate places when they have painful urination, almost like they're trying different spots hoping one will hurt less. The point is, any significant change in litter box habits deserves immediate veterinary attention. Don't normalize it. Don't assume it's behavioral. Get it checked. Sign number 3. Dramatic changes in eating and drinking patterns. Cats can be finicky eaters, that's true. But there's a critical difference between a cat being picky and a cat that has lost interest in food entirely. A cat that suddenly won't eat is sending you a message that something is very wrong. Loss of appetite in cats is connected to an enormous range of conditions. Dental disease, which is shockingly common in cats, makes eating painful. Gastrointestinal issues, pancreatitis, infections, kidney failure, and yes, even cancer all present with appetite loss. When a cat stops eating, their metabolism shifts into a dangerous state. Cats are obligate carnivores with unique nutritional needs, and their bodies can deteriorate rapidly without food. More critically, when a cat stops eating, their liver can develop a condition called hepatic lipidosis, or fatty liver disease, which can become life-threatening within days. This is unique to cats, and it's serious. On the flip side, excessive eating combined with weight loss is also alarming. This pattern often indicates hyperthyroidism, a condition extremely common in older cats. The thyroid gland goes into overdrive, burning calories at a frantic pace, so the cat eats constantly but still loses weight. If your cat's eating habits have shifted, whether eating more, eating less, or refusing food entirely, that's a sign you need to act on immediately. Sign number 4, vomiting and gastrointestinal distress. An occasional hairball is normal for cats. That's just part of sharing your home with a long-haired companion. But frequent vomiting, vomiting that contains blood, or vomiting that happens multiple times per week is not something to ignore. Cats vomit for many reasons, and some of them are serious. Hairballs that don't pass through the digestive system can cause blockages, which is a surgical emergency. Foreign objects, string, fabric, or toys can get lodged in the intestines. Kidney disease, which is incredibly common in cats, causes nausea and vomiting. Inflammatory bowel disease, food allergies, and parasites also trigger vomiting. What you need to understand is that persistent vomiting causes dehydration, nutrient loss, and can spiral into other serious health issues if left untreated. If your cat is vomiting more than occasionally, or if the vomit contains blood or looks like coffee grounds, that's an emergency. Get to a vet immediately. Sign number 5, visible weight loss or weight gain without explanation. Cats are masters at hiding their bodies. With their fluffy coats and their ability to position themselves just so, it's easy to miss significant weight changes. But when you actually really look at your cat's ribs and spine, you should be able to feel them slightly when you run your hands along their sides. A healthy cat has a gentle curve to their waist when viewed from above. If your cat is becoming skeletal or conversely developing a sagging belly despite eating less, that's a problem. Rapid weight loss in cats is often connected to hyperthyroidism, diabetes, cancer, or chronic kidney disease. Rapid weight gain, especially paired with lethargy, can indicate thyroid disease in the opposite direction or other metabolic problems. The key word here is rapid. Your cat's weight shouldn't be fluctuating dramatically week to week. If it is, something is wrong internally. Sign number 6, respiratory changes and breathing difficulties. Cats are quiet breathers by nature. You shouldn't hear your cat breathing under normal circumstances. But if you start noticing labored breathing, wheezing, or your cat panting like they've just run a marathon when they've been napping all day, that's a sign of serious trouble. Heart disease in cats is incredibly common and incredibly often missed. Many cats have heart problems that go undetected until they have a crisis. Respiratory infections, asthma, fluid in the lungs from heart disease or other conditions, and even tumors can cause breathing changes. A cat that's having difficulty breathing is in distress. This is not something that will resolve on its own. It needs immediate veterinary evaluation. If your cat is breathing more than 40 times per minute at rest, or if breathing seems to require effort, get them to a vet right away. Sign number 7, changes in coat quality and grooming behavior. A healthy cat's coat is their pride. They spend a significant portion of their day grooming themselves, maintaining their fur, keeping everything tidy. But a cat that's ill, in pain, or emotionally distressed will often abandon this self-care. A previously shiny coat becomes dull and matted. Patches of fur start looking unkempt, despite your grooming efforts. A sick cat often doesn't have the energy or physical ability to reach certain areas or to engage in the focused grooming that takes effort. Stress also suppresses grooming behavior. A cat dealing with chronic pain, illness, or emotional trauma will let their coat deteriorate. On the flip side, obsessive grooming, especially focused on one particular area, is also a warning sign. Cats with skin allergies, fleas, or dermatological issues will lick and groom obsessively at the affected area. This can lead to hair loss, hot spots, and open wounds from the constant licking. If your cat's coat quality has changed noticeably, either becoming neglected or showing signs of obsessive licking, something is amiss. Sign number 8, behavioral signs of pain and discomfort. Cats are stoic animals. They have been bred and have evolved to tolerate discomfort without complaint. This is actually one of the most dangerous aspects of cat ownership because by the time a cat shows obvious signs of pain, that pain is often severe. Watch for subtle signs. A cat that moves more slowly, takes stairs one step at a time, or avoids jumping up to their favorite spots is likely experiencing pain. A cat that resists being touched, particularly in one area, is communicating that touch hurts. Some cats will cry out when they move in certain ways or when they're picked up a certain way. Others might show behavioral changes like increased aggression when someone approaches them. A cat that was previously friendly but now swats at you or hisses when you pet them might be injured or in pain. Pay attention to how your cat moves. Is there any limping? Any stiffness? Does your cat seem to favor one leg? Arthritis in cats is extremely common, particularly in older cats, and many owners don't realize their cat has it because cats hide it so well. If your cat's movement patterns have changed, that's worth investigating. Sign number 9. Unusual elimination patterns and inappropriate urination. While we touched on litter box changes earlier, this one deserves deeper examination because the specific pattern matters. If your cat is urinating outside the litter box but in isolated spots, that can sometimes indicate marking behavior or a litter box preference issue. But if your cat is having frank accidents, leaving puddles around the house, or seems unable to control their urination, that's a medical issue. Urinary incontinence in cats can indicate spinal problems, neurological issues, or severe urinary tract disease. Some cats develop crystal formations in their urine that can cause blockages, particularly in males. A blocked male cat is in immediate danger. This is a surgical emergency that can be fatal if not treated within hours. If your male cat is straining in the litter box, producing little to no urine, or crying out while trying to go, that's an emergency. Get to a vet immediately. Females can get blockages too, but it's less common due to their wider urethra. The bottom line is that any significant change in your cat's elimination patterns warrants veterinary evaluation. Sign number 10. Neurological signs and balance problems. This is the final sign, and it's one that often indicates something serious is happening in the brain or nervous system. If your cat is stumbling, seeming uncoordinated, or moving in ways that look unusual, pay attention. A cat with balance problems might seem dizzy, tilting their head to one side, or falling over when they jump. Neurological issues can stem from infections, tumors, strokes, or trauma. Some cats develop conditions that affect their coordination and movement. Vestibular disease, which affects the inner ear and balance, is relatively common in older cats and can be alarming to witness, but it's often treatable. A cat that seems confused, disoriented, or not quite aware of their surroundings might be experiencing cognitive dysfunction, particularly if they're older. A cat that stares blankly at walls, seems unaware of you, or gets lost in familiar spaces is showing signs that something neurological is wrong. These signs should never be ignored. They indicate your cat needs immediate professional evaluation. Here's the truth about all 10 of these signs. They're not rare. These are the signals cats are giving their owners every single day in homes around the world. The difference between catching a problem early and missing it entirely comes down to how closely you're paying attention. Your cat cannot make a doctor's appointment. They cannot describe their symptoms. They cannot tell you that something has been hurting for weeks. All they can do is show you through these subtle behavioral and physical changes. The critical thing to understand is that cats are incredibly adept at hiding illness until they can't hide it anymore. By the time many cats show obvious symptoms, the disease has progressed significantly. This is why knowing these 10 signs is so important. You're looking for the early warnings, the subtle shifts that indicate something is changing inside your cat's body. Start paying closer attention to your cat today. Notice their normal eating habits, their normal bathroom habits, their normal energy levels, their normal coat quality. Know their baseline. Because the moment something deviates from that baseline, you have information. You have a reason to get them checked. Trust your instincts. You know your cat better than anyone else does. If something feels wrong, it probably is. If this video helped you understand your cat a little better, please like and subscribe to Feline Minds for more expert insights into cat behavior and health. Your cat is counting on you to notice what they're trying to tell you, and now you know exactly how to listen.